Movie review number 1370 is How to Train Your Dragon. 1. The 2025 version. How to Train Your Dragon 1, the 2025 version, is a 2025 movie that is directed by Dean DeBlois. Deblois. Dean DeBlois, who also directed the original animated trilogy. So this movie is based on the 2010 animated version of the same name, but it's also based on the book. So this movie has Universal Pictures and DreamWorks Animation as KG, and this is the very first DreamWorks animation movie that is in live action. Pretty neat. So I saw this movie on July 3rd, 2025 at ACX Cinemas 7 in Blue Ash, Ohio. So, just like the animated movie, the live action version follows a similar premise. Where it focuses on the fighting island of Book. And it follows a story about Hiccup, who is the son of Stuart the Fast, the chief leader of Book. And for many years, the Vikings in Book have to face off against dragons, who are fierce creatures. So it's been Vikings versus dragons for centuries, from centuries and generations after generations. Well, Hiccup does the one thing that no other Viking has ever done: not kill a dragon. But when Hiccup gets the chance to, he decides not to kill a dragon who is a night fury, a dragon named Toothless. So one night, Hiccup captures Toothless and he proceeds to kill him, but he decides not to and let Toothless go. Well, let's just say that after that, things change for Hiccup as he forms a bond with Toothless and discovers that maybe dragons aren't as bad as they say they are. Maybe there was some other secret that could be the reason why Vikings and dragons have hunted each other for years. But the other Vikings aren't really sure to make of this, especially Hiccup's father, Stuart, who believes that Hiccup should kill dragons. The Hiccup is a young boy, and he believes that maybe Vikings and dragons can coexist. The question is he right? Can Vikings and dragons coexist and not have to battle each other and maybe actually battle with each other? Well, that could be the case, as the Vikings have to take down a terrible, monstrous dragon that could result in the end of Book and his people. But can Hiccup and Toothless defeat this dragon? I'll let you guys see the movie for yourselves to find out. Now, like I said, the movie does follow the same premise as the 2010 animated version. But I still enjoyed it. I really enjoyed this movie. Now, if you're thinking that the live action version follows the animated version word by word, it does not. Actually, there are some things in the live action version that you don't get to hear in the animated version, especially since the live action version is longer than the animated version. And there's also details about some of the other characters, like Astrid, for instance. Well, I'll let you guys see the movie for yourselves to find out what I'm talking about. I still thought it was a pretty good movie. Like I said, this is a movie that's based on the animated version that I have loved and loved for years. And I was very excited to see this movie in live action form, and I enjoyed it. And I don't want to discuss too much spoilers, but if you are a fan of the original movie, you'll be very excited when the movie gets to the test drive scene. Or you'll be excited to hear the scene and maybe the music. But anyway, In this version, we see Mason Thames, Thames, as Hitler Horrendous Haddock III. Nico Porto portrays Astrid Hofferson, who happens to be Hitler's love interest. Gerald Butler portrays Stuart the Fast, who is both chieftain and Hitler's father. Actually, Gerald Butler actually voiced Stuart in the animated films. Nick Frost portrays Darbo the Brilch, who is Bruce's brassmith. Gabriel Howell portrays Knockout Jorgensen, who is Hitler's rival. Julian Dennison portrays Fishrace Engelman, who is Hitler's best friend. Bronan James portrays Roughnut Thorsten, who is Toughnut's twin sister. Haley Travelgrin portrays Toughnut Thorsten, who is Roughnut's twin brother. Peter Serafinovich portrays Spike Route Jorgensen, who is Knockout's father. Ruth Card portrays Pedma the Fierce, a member of the Viking village. Naomi Wolfeno portrays Dorothy, the village elder. Murray MacArthur portrays Hawk, a member of the Viking village. Andrea Ware portrays Bernhardt, another member of the Viking villages, a member of the Viking village. And the other characters I'm about to mention are also members of the Viking village. Anna Leon Wolfie portrays Retcher. Marcus Arnerud portrays Naughty. Peter Selwood portrays Drury. Daniel John Williams portrays Fungi. Kate Kennedy portrays Fatura. Serena Jones portrays Ruthie. Nick Cornwall portrays Hurry. And Samuel Johnson portrays Stalador. So, this is the very first live-action movie from DreamWorks Animation. And it's also the first live-action movie that is based on an animated film from DreamWorks. Now, we've had several live-action Disney movies that were based on animated films. Some of them have been successful, others not so much. One of those movies is Lilo and Stitch, which I'm about to do a movie review on. But How to Train Your Dragon 1 was a really great movie. If you are a fan of the original film, I think you'll like this film. And it's already a success at the box office. Actually, before the release of this film, they announced How to Train Your Dragon 2 in 2027. It will be interesting to see if it follows the premise of the How to Train Your Dragon 2 animated film from 2014. If so, maybe there might be a live action How to Train Your Dragon 3. But we'll see. But that's my movie review of How to Train Your Dragon 1, the 2025 version. Please stay tuned for this movie review. Alright, goodbye.